fucking dead. And I would debate with any ass scratcher. I would debate with any politician. I would debate with any yassa boss. All right, Brother Che, take it away for a second, sir.
Yeah, so I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this 2025 is a nothing burger. It's nothing but fear mongering.
Okay.
On behalf of the Democratic Party. There's more fear. We've been in 2025 for 400 years. Ain't nothing these men can do to us that they haven't already done. And to see our people falling for this shit, it's just shameful.
Yes, sir. Okay.
You guys.
Okay, brother, drop knowledge.
He's just out the chain, man. He's like, man, you just don't stop.
Okay. All righty. Now, here's what I'm seeing, people. All right, now, okay, with me being an old bastard, I was looking at Cartoon News Network last night, right? Okay, and I'm not mentioning, you know, the reporters and what have you, okay. But there was a sister, and she was interviewing some cat, and he was talking about, I think, you know, the dump regime was talking about, well, we're going to go back to the 1960s, you know, the best decade, you know, of the 20th century. So therefore, the reporter who see.
That's the thing, Shabaka. There's nowhere on his website about any of this shit.
That's a lie.
Okay.
It is a fucking lie. Wait when you're done. Are you on StreamYard yet? Stop. I don't have to show. I did the work.
It's not there.
I'm doing the work. I did the work. Stop it. Stop. I did the work.
Like I said, fear mongering.
No, you're stupid.
No,
you're just ignorant.
You're ignorant.
No, you don't know read.
You're ignorant. You're falling for the fear mongering.
No, I'm not.
Okay, come on now. Come on, folks. Come on now. Come on.
I know to
when
read.
You've been in politics for 50 years, 10 years, 10 plus years, then come holler at me.
Well, you know.
In the meantime, you have nothing to say on
I do have a lot to say on it. Yes, I do. I know how to read. No, I don't. No, I don't. Stop it. You don't. Stop doing that, Jesse.
Very true.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yes, I am gonna
don't do that. That's a bad, really bad look. Because the motherfucker that you're talking shit to does all the fucking work. I've been doing the work. I did the work on your campaign. I did all of it. So stop. I'm doing it right now, currently. Currently, but you're not working. I'm doing it.
5 years.
Stop. Stop, Jesse. You're so fucking like, stop. What is this getting you? What are you winning?
Again, this 2025 is nothing burger.
So he says.
Don't fall for it, Blacc.
So he says.
Like I said,
don't fall for it, Valley. Don't do it. I mean, they already said. Go ahead. Yeah, you're right. They already did.
They haven't already done.
Nothing. You're right. But I said that in the beginning. I said, why was everybody that scared? Because you didn't want to listen.
I didn't get scared.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever, man. Stop. You're right. You're always right. I don't know.
Well, you should know. It's your room.
It's wherever it is. Wherever it is. Do whatever you want. You're picking them up. So do whatever you want.
Sorry, Shabaka. I apologize for this.
No, I don't. Like, he does it on purpose. He wants to be right so bad. But you're right. No, I don't. I just want to be acknowledged for the work I do. That's all I want to be acknowledged. Just show some fucking respect. You know damn well what you do and what you don't do. God's listening, because the universe is listening. People are listening. And you still do this bad thing. No, you did it. You started it. You said, oh, the ship is unfortunate. That's exactly what you started. You started it, Jesse. I was just sitting there quietly. You started it. I already told you about it before the show even started. So, you know what I mean? You did that. You did.
We got another caller, but I think it's Sarge.
Probably is.
Okay, yeah, bring Sarge on. Let's get ready to rumble. Coming to you from Sin City, where it is hot as hell and will be hot, you know, for the next couple of months. And also, too, for all you non-melanated people, be sure to come out here and spend some time in the sun and leave your sunscreen at home. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced this morning. And we out here, you know, debating about this 2025 agenda. And the co-producer has informed me it's a nothing burger, but keep in mind, people, I appreciate my co-executive producer. He does his research, and I'm doing a million things at once, Black family, as always. So, all right, who's our caller? And I'm getting ready to go out here on the road, so I'm...
all right. Well, I hope I'm not getting in the midst of a family squabble or anything.
Growing up today,
Well, I don't mean to get in the midst of a family squabble or anything, but I do have something of significance to tell you all about Project 2025. Whether you agree with it, wait a minute now, whether you agree with it or whether you don't agree with it, there is no need to tell untruths about what it says. I've got all 900 pages of it in front of me on my desk, and I have gone through every page. I've gone through every page of the 900 pages, and everything the Democrats and the leftists are saying about it, most of it is simply not true. Again, you don't have to agree with it. You don't have to agree with what it says, but you don't have to lie about it. You don't have to lie about it.
Sarge, listen to me when I tell you this. If it's a bunch of bullshit, man, then say it's a bunch of bullshit and prove it, man. You know what I'm saying?
I like most of it. Hey, I like most of it. I like most of it. But I don't expect everybody else to like it. All I'm saying is there's no need for falsehoods about what it says. And President Trump has distanced himself from most of it.
Okay. All righty. Okay. So
I mean, you don't need to make up stuff about it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, Sergeant, drop knowledge, man. Shit. You know, actually, to be honest, this is why I appreciate the crew we have here at Shabaka's Black Experience and just assume that I'm the most dumbest bastard that it is when it comes to it because I haven't had time to study it. You see what I mean? Because I'm doing some ripping and running. One is this. Try to keep cool out here, man, you know, in Sin City. You know, this dang folks, it's just a pleasant 100 degrees this morning. And by the way, Sarge, be sure to tell Joe Gibson to come out here, man, and leave his sunscreen at home, man. Let's sit out here and burn up in the sun today. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Sarge. I'll tell him that. But look, man, I'll tell you something. You know how many references to Christianity are in this document? You want to know? It's saying no. No! See, that's what I mean about this. This is what I mean about it. See, now you swallow that hook, line, and sinker. There are 7 references to Christianity. There's not a single mention of the word Jesus or Christ. It does champion your First Amendment rights, which is in the Constitution, to freely exercise your religion. And it prevents the government from interfering in your free exercise of religion. They talk about that. They don't mention Jesus or Christ one time in the 900 pages of this document. See, they just lie. They are lying to you.
Okay, Sarge, you don't get no argument from me because as far as I'm concerned, all of them is full of a bunch of bullshit. You don't get no argument.
Wait a minute. Matter of fact, the word Christian is used 7 times in 900 pages. Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah.
Okay. Stop swallowing this bullshit from the left. You ain't got to agree with it. But goddamn it, there's no need to tell untruths about it.
Okay, Sarge, if it's a bunch of bullshit, it's a bunch of bullshit. Drop knowledge, man. Assume that I'm totally ignorant and don't know shit this morning because I haven't had my coffee.
Can y'all hear it on the StreamYard?
All right, let me give you another fact. Now, I don't narrate. I get facts whenever I can. It's a fact. If they talk about here's what they do. They talk on page 535. They give a warning about the left threatening the tax exemptions on churches and religious schools. Another mention suggests doing more to protect minority Middle Eastern Christians. That's one of the mentions of Christians in the document. They also reference us about all them COVID-era authoritarian tyrants in all these states who shut down churches on the holiest day of the Christian calendar. Now, for God's sake, how is that a threat to the republic or creating a theocracy? It was the tyrants who were doing the bad shit.
Not sorry, but they said it's just fear mongering.
Here's another thing. Okay. Wait a minute. Here's another thing from the document. Listen to what they complain about. They're complaining about how a Christian website designer had to imagine, create, and publish a custom website celebrating same-sex marriage, but he could not compel an LGBT person to design a similar website celebrating opposite-sex marriage. What the hell is extreme about that? Wait a minute. What is extreme about that?
Look, man, in this
I mean, they just, do you understand? The Democrats are desperate. They're losing. That's why they're resorting to this demagoguery and lying.
Okay, man, you'll get no argument from me. You know
wait a minute, Trump is distancing himself from the thing. He's saying he hasn't even really read it. He doesn't know much about it. What he does know about it, for the most part, he doesn't agree with. Now, I don't agree with Trump on that. But Trump is not embracing this thing.
Okay, Sarge, the dump as in human shit. And I want to make this perfectly clear, by the way. Okay.
Yeah, but he's not embracing 2025.
He's not.
Okay. Okay, all righty. Okay, drop knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, look, why can't we, just tell the truth about things and let people say, well, I don't like the Project 25. I don't like what it's prescriptions for remedies for what's wrong with the United States and the way it's governed. Great. Okay? But, man, you ain't got to make up nothing about it.
Okay, now answer me this, Sarge. What does it say in regulations to the police?
They don't address that much. Let me tell you, they address 5 issues in the project. Let me pull up the thing for you and let me read you what those 5 areas are. Hold on a second. Okay, here it is. Okay. Right. 20 mandate for leadership, the conservative promise. Okay, and then they go on down and they give the things that they talk about. Here's what they talk about. Section 1, taking the reins of government. Subsection 1, White House. 2, executive office of the President of the United States. And 3, central personnel agencies managing the bureaucracy. Section 2 is the common defense. Subsection 4, Department of Defense. Subsection 5, Department of Homeland Security. Subsection 6, Department of State.
Department of Homeland Security. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but that's not day-to-day policing, though. So that's not the same thing, and you know it.
Man, it ain't, man.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's really not. No, stop that. It's not. Day-to-day policing is left to local and state authorities, and you know it. Subsection 7 is the intelligence community. Subsection 8 is the media agencies. Subsection 9 is agencies of international development. Okay. Again, this is all purview of the federal government, not the local and state. Number 3, the general welfare. They talk about Department of Agriculture, Department of Education, Department of Energy, EPA, Department of Health and Human Services, Housing and Urban Development, Department of Interior, Department of Justice, Department of Labor, Department of Transportation, Department of Veterans. Section 4 is the economy, Department of Commerce, Treasury, Export-Import Bank, Federal Reserve, Small Business Administration, and Trade, Free Trade, and Fair Trade. And finally, Section 5 is the Independent Regulatory Agency. The Financial Regulatory Agency, Securities and Exchange Commission, Federal Communications Commission, Federal Election Commission, and the Federal Trade Commission. There's almost no mention of the police because that is a local and state concern. It is not the concern of the President of the United States primarily.
Sarge, the police, as you know, are policy enforcers. They're not law enforcement agents. They are policy enforcers.
Project 2025 does not deal with that, even if that's true.
Okay. Y'all
Even if it's true, they don't deal with it.
No, because that's not the purview of the president. I mean, Democrats want a medal in every goddamn thing. They got no business messing with at the federal level, which is why they're so goddamn incompetent. They ought to concentrate on the things that the federal government does. They ought to concentrate on what the federal government is supposed to do rather than spreading themselves so thin when they're a bunch of incompetent assholes in the first place.
It's all lies, Sarge. They say you do this. They say they do that. I say, yeah, sure, why not?
All right. What I'm trying to tell you is Project 2025 only addresses the police peripherally. That's it. If they don't say anything about it, that's not their job. That's not what they're looking to do.
Okay, but Sarge, okay, so which means is that they're going to form the United States Police Force is what they're going to do, right?
You couldn't be more wrong. They're trying to pare back. They are trying to pare back the federal government to its constitutionally enumerated limit. And that doesn't include a nationwide police force.
Okay, that does not include a nationwide police force.
Because it's not in the Constitution.
Okay, please continue, Sarge. Please continue.
I'm trying to explain to you. This done by the American. I don't agree with the American Heritage Foundation all the time either. Don't get me wrong. But they are looking at things from a constitutional perspective. What are the enumerated powers of the federal government? What does that Constitution say about the specific powers that the Constitution grants to the federal government? That ain't day-to-day policing.
Okay, now, Sarge, when the police pull you over with no probable cause, right? Okay. And what is it that they say, man, that nobody has the right to refuse an arrest, rather if it's legal or illegal, right, Sarge?
Yes, that's what it said in state of Illinois.
Yeah, and then, of course, we're talking about, the Gestapo in the great state of California with old Governor Gavin Newsom, a bastard of low morals, you know what I'm saying? A state that is morally bankrupt, okay? The educational system is shot to hell. The only thing it got going on for itself, man, is the sunshine, okay? You know what I mean? But,
okay, you do understand, Shabaka, who in the hell agrees with getting arrested and having their liberty taken away? If you're going to set the criteria, I got to agree with the right of the police to arrest me. Who in the fuck will ever be arrested? Nobody.
Okay, but Sarge.
That's the whole point of saying you can't resist an arrest, even if it's unlawful, is because they expect the courts to sort it out. If you're going to go engage and get in a fight with every cop that tells you you're under arrest, then that means every arrest will result in a fight. And people are going to get killed and injured on both sides. That's the rationale for it. You asked me the rationale. I just gave it to you. Who wants to be arrested? Do you think I wanted to be arrested, that guy, when that guy arrested me for merely defending myself? No. But I knew I couldn't fight him and expect to not face sanctions for it.
Okay. But Sarge, when you look at an arrest, okay, that is a form of kidnapping. Understand?
See, here we go. No, it's not if it's legal. It's not kidnapping.
Sarge.
Kidnapping is a crime. Now, if you're going to say it's a crime to arrest somebody, every time you've kidnapped them, then every police officer should be charged with kidnapping. That's not true. You just made that up.
Okay, now, Sarge. Now, tell me this here, Sarge. Why is it that when you ask the cops, okay, what do you pull me over for? And in Los Angeles, they'll tell you, because we felt like it, and we ain't got nothing else better to do.
I ain't never told nobody that. I don't know any cops who ever told anybody anything like that. Even if they did, I don't know about it. Nobody else I pull you over because I felt like it. Especially with body cams. And we got body cams today. Who the hell's gonna do that?
Sarge, body cams can be doctored.
Oh, here we go.
They can be doctored.
You know something? You got an answer for everything, whether it's true or not. Who doctors them? Who's doctoring them?
The police, the district attorney.
I mean, when you got the words coming out of the, you got the audio and you got the video, and you got both sides back and forth with each other, and the cop comes out, why did the person asks the cop, why did you pull me over? Because I just felt like it. When have you ever heard that?
Sorry, they tell me that in Los Angeles all the time. I say, officer.
Well, you better go complain to the California authorities run by fucking Democrats, because you always let them get away with it, apparently, in that state. Them people, they keep voting for them. They run the police departments.
Sarge, California is an insane asylum, Sarge. Okay?
Because I'm going to tell you something. If any cop that does that deserves to be sanctioned. You ain't got no business running around willy-nilly stopping people and not explaining to them why either they're under arrest or they're being detained.
Sarge, this is why, okay, you had a guy like Johnny Cochran who took a lot of cases pro bono, okay, because of the Los Angeles Police Department disregard for the law. Look at William H. Parker. You haven't read Chief yet, have you? Okay. All right. Look at Daryl Gates. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Okay. The President of the United States' job is not to interfere in the day-to-day functions of the police department. When there is a civil rights violation that violates federal law, then the Department of Justice can step in to remedy it. Other than that, the president's got nothing to do with day-to-day policing in any state or local jurisdiction.
Sarge.
Not a
job.
Why
do you think the Black Panthers came into existence, Sarge? Huh? Why do you think they came into existence? Do we have to go over point number 7 again, Sarge?
Go over point number 7, son. Go over it. I want to hear your take on it.
It ends to the police brutality and murder of Black bodies at the hands of the police department, local, state, and federal.
Yeah.
So your complaint then is with the police department. It's not with Project 2025 and the federal government, right?
Sarge, it's all, we're talking about all this shit. It's all inclusive, man. It's a damn plot. They got this AI intelligence shit over here, and they probably got voice prints on all of us and recording every damn thing that we're saying. You know what I mean?
Well, you didn't know that? You just now finding that out? Boy, where you been?
Sarge, I've been doing this here for the last 8 years, as well as you know. Okay. Now,
well, you already know that. It's called that. They were doing that with PRISM back in the 1990s. They've updated it ever since. Everything we put in this recording, this show is being recorded and stored in archives somewhere, waiting for somebody to listen to it someday. They got keywords they can pick out of things and put up a red flag so they can get immediate attention on something.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we already know that. We already know that.
COINTELPRO 2.0.
Yeah, there you go. Counterintelligence Program 2.0, which was an illegal agency set up by a cross-dresser by the name of J. Edgar Hoover. Okay.
Well, I'll tell you, you ought to be
afraid of Hoover.
Well, you ought to be for Project 2025, because Project 2025 will peel back the regulatory, bureaucratic, administrative state and make that very kind of program that you're complaining about less likely.
Okay, Sarge. But what about the kangaroo courts? Okay. Look at Clarence Thomas. You know, look at a couple of these other justices up there on what is that, the U.S. Supreme Court, and then look at the crap that you got going on in the state Supreme Courts, like down there in Tulsa. We ain't giving them colored folks no money for no reparations, because wasn't nobody still alive from slavery and all that.
All right. Look. Your complaint is being harassed by government. Most of the rulings that Clarence Thomas has made are rulings that are against the regulatory and bureaucratic state. You ought to be grateful to him instead of complaining about him. If you really believe that.
Crooked ass. You know, I hope they impeach his crooked ass.
If you really believe it, you ought to be grateful to what he's doing, not complaining about it.
Didn't work.
What? Yeah. Well, anyway, now what about this thing in regard to infrastructures, power, lights, water? Like I'm reading here on Stinky Bird right here. Texas has no electricity, but you can buy ammo from a vending machine. You can buy ammo from a vending machine.
In Texas, I don't know anything about that. I ain't seen no ammo vending machine anywhere in Georgia.
The power company out there deliberately turned the power off, is my understanding, to all the Black residents in Houston.
Wait a minute. All the Black residents in Houston lost their power at the same time.
Without power were Black.
How many Black residents are there in Houston? And you say they all lost their power at the same time?
Yeah, at least 1 million.
Okay, so you want to pare it back a little bit. It's not all of them, it's some of them.
Sarge, majority of them were Black.
Okay, that sounds more like it then. Okay, good. I just want to get the facts straight.
Yeah, like the Black Wall Street, sir.
All right, I just want to get the facts straight.
The bill that would strip the pension of a president convicted of a felony. Okay, that's great news, great news, great news. And then when they reselect this bastard, they need to throw his ass out there on Alcatraz Island, so therefore he can have his Secret Service with him, and he'll be out there all by himself, and hopefully, you know, the Major Quake will come along, man, and sink it. That'd be great news.
You're ignoring everything coming out of the courts that is putting a hold on all this lawfare from these Democrats. You're complaining about what J. Edgar Hoover did, but the Democrats doing what they're doing to Trump doesn't affect you at all. Why are you so damn inconsistent?
Sorry.
You just don't like Trump. I know you don't like Trump. I know you don't like Trump.
Sorry.
But I mean, I think when it comes to application of the law, you ought to have a consistent standard.
Sarge, I try my best to stay away from the law because in these damn California courts, these kangaroo courts, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Okay, we got news here from Burkina Faso. President Ibrahim Traoré. France and Britain are responsible for all the evil in Africa. He's right. You know what I'm saying? And then also, too, I'm trying to pull something up right here, is that I think what they did over there in the Burkina Faso recently is that they outlawed something. All right, let me see what they did over there. You know, and of course, as you know, Burkina Faso, Sarge, you was around at that time where they assassinated Thomas Sankara because he wanted to get rid of the colonizers. You know what I'm saying? And then also, too, they had a man cut mom, dad, and dog's head off in San Juan Capistrano, California. Boy. And we supposed to sit up here and love these people. My. You know,
well, I'm not gonna tell you, remember, I told you a million times, I ain't going to tell you who to love. That's your business. There ain't too many people in the world I love. So I ain't about to tell anybody who to love. All right, so I'm not about to tell you. All I'm telling you is I want people to be treated in accordance with the law as the law stands. I don't want any group of people to have some kind of privilege and immunities that other people do not have who are similarly situated.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna tell you who to love or who not to love.
Such as the police.
Okay. Now here's something out of Burkina Faso. President Ibrahim Traoré wrote, France and Britain are responsible for all the evil in Africa. I believe it. You know what I'm saying? I believe it. And then also too.
I did it.
Okay. And then also too. There's something else that came out of Burkina Faso. With the president done over there. Okay, let me see here. Latest news out of Burkina Faso. Latest news of Burkina Faso. Okay, and as you know, Sarge, that is where they killed Thomas Sankara. You know that, right?
Oh my God.
Yes. Yes. I don't agree with. I don't agree with the British being responsible for all the evils of Africa. I think that's an overstatement. That's not true. They're responsible. They're responsible for what they're responsible for. Other people in Africa are responsible for many of the evils in Africa. That's a really simplistic way to address things. No, that's not. That doesn't make it true.
Stinky Bird. And the same thing with Stinky Bird, okay? He's a damn boy. He's not an African, Sarge.
What did he have to do with the evil in Africa? What are you blaming him for?
Because he's over there, man, you know, stripping hell yeah, he's making a lot of money. You damn right he is. You see what I'm saying?
So when was he born?
Don't know and don't care. You see what I'm saying, Sarge? But the fact of the matter is,
he was born around 1960. So what about all the evil that existed in Africa before 1960? He's responsible for that?
Sarge, it's when those cave
dwellers. 1970.
Sarge.
What the hell he had to do anything that was there any evil in Africa before 1960? Or 1970?
Sarge.
Was there any evil in Africa before 1970? So what did Elon Musk have to do with that?
Okay, Sarge. The evil came, you know, when those funny boys came up there up out of Greece. You see what I'm saying? You know, they took the boys with them.
Responsible for the Greeks. That's crazy.
Okay, we made our mistake at Sarge on the continent of Africa when we saw the stinking savage is that we showed them hospitality, just like what happened here in the U.S. with the Native Americans, Sarge.
Well, how did the Greeks know how to do anything if the Africans didn't teach them how to do it? According to you, the Africans, everybody had to do everything that everybody had known. They're talking about quantum physics. They're talking about string theory. They're talking about everything. How could they do anything if they didn't know anything because they hadn't been taught yet by all the Africans?
Okay, Sarge, get with Dr. Ashwa Kwesi on that, you know, and I would love to get
I'm asking you. You're the one who makes this assertion all the time.
Sarge, the point is what I'm saying is that this country has ingrained our people with so much self-hatred, man. It is incredible. Okay. You see what I'm saying?
You can show.
Read Dr. Ani. Read John Henry Clark. Student, Dr. Marimba Ani about the Ma'afa. You see what I'm saying? And then, too, and I'm still trying to pull this up here because I wanted this here just for you. Okay, the latest out of Burkina Faso, because the president over there did something. Okay, Burkina Faso. Oh, boy. Okay. Burkina Faso. Okay. All right.
What do you do?
Okay. This is what I'm trying to pull up, Sarge. Is this damn artificial intelligence works? Okay, which it doesn't. Oh yeah. Here you go, Sarge. Burkina Faso bans homosexuality and associated practices as saying that they're having some situation, you know, over there. Okay, and Burkina Faso's military bans, you know, the fuck boys, okay, and also, too, that's great news, is because life is only created between a union between man and woman, Sarge. You see what I'm saying? That's all that Greek stuff right there. You see, that's the barbarian. You know what I mean? When he went out there on his treks, you know what I'm saying? He was a child molester, Sarge. That's that wrong within itself. You know what I mean? And then on top of it as well, too, is that Sankara was assassinated in 1987, as you know, okay? And then I'm quite sure, man, that those guys who killed Patrice Lumumba had something that did it with it as well, too. And a guy by the name of John Foster Dulles, I believe, Sarge, and who was got the okay from then President Eisenhower, because all the resources that they have right there, Sarge, the European economy, man, would not exist without it. Okay, without the resources from Africa, is your man the dump, as in human shit? And I want to make that perfectly clear, by the way.
You have
stated that Africa was full of shithole countries. Now, if these shithole countries were so bad, then why are they doing their best to go over there to take all the resources from it? The Chinese is doing the same thing. Putin is doing the same thing. The dump, as in human shit, wants to do the same thing. But the thing I don't understand, though, Sarge, is this. But why do they want us as a people to hate where we come from and then to embrace the philosophy, the ethos of European society, Sarge? Riddle me that, because I'm ignorant on this, Sarge. You got the floor,
I got
Sarge.
news for you. I got news for you. The ethos of European society is not LGBTQIA. That is being imposed upon Europe and the West by a coterie of little sexual fascists who are trying to impose their way of life upon us. So it's not true for us either. Now, to the extent that people in Africa are rejecting this sort of thing, fine, that's good. But you might want to ask Chinese why they're also interested in these places too. In case you haven't noticed, Chinese are not white people,
why.
and they're very interested in these regions in Africa as well. It ain't just the Western European colonizers.
Chrome, gold.
For the same reasons that the Europeans were, eh? Gee, what a surprise.
Okay, well, see, Sarge, that's just it, though. See, this is why all of Africa has got to be united, you see what I'm saying, so they can unleash a flurry of combination up on these colonizers, man, and put them back in their place. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm not going to sit up here, man, and hate the history of our people, man, and I'm going to sit up here and endorse some rape and slave trade and pedophile, and then you got a sexual deviant who's running for president, you know what I mean? And then he's a convicted felon. You know, he's got 36 convicted felonies on him, Brother Che. Am I right on that?
Oh, please. No, he has not been convicted yet because the judge has not yet entered a verdict. That is, after he accepts the verdict of the jury, he has yet to do that. How many times I got to tell you this? Don't you see all this is on hold now because of the ruling from the Supreme Court? That's why a verdict has yet to be entered. The judge has not entered it. Donald Trump is not a convicted felon yet. Will you wait until he is?
Sarge. If he, let me
How many times I got to tell you this? It's not a technicality. It's not a technicality.
Sarge. Okay, you support Trump, right?
Yes.
He's a sexual deviant.
Oh, nonsense. He ain't no different than any other red-blooded man. No, he ain't. He ain't no different than any other red-blooded man. No, he isn't. No, he isn't. Yeah, he might be doing some wrong out there. He might be doing some wrong out there, but that's what men tend to do, and that's why we have wives to try to keep it straight. Ain't that the truth? Yes or no? Yes or no? Okay. Oh, stop it. Oh, stop it. Black men don't fool around in the mouth. Stop it. Don't even try that with me.
Sorry. Oh, please. That there's from the influence from these Europeans.
I see. It's not an innate characteristic in men, is it? Black people are the exception to that rule.
Sarge, he's a European, okay? You see what I'm saying? He's sick, okay? Now, the black politician.
You got to change the subject again. Yeah, you got to change the subject.
Okay. The black politician. And then when I look at an idiot like Van Jones, who sits up there and cries, okay, because Trump got elected. Now, you got old Biden, who came up there on the tube yesterday with his senile ass talking about Vice President Trump. Vice President Trump, Sarge, that's incredible. You know what I'm saying? It really is incredible. You know what I mean? And I'm supposed to sit up here, get up off my couch, right, and go up here, waste my time, give some scrub out here in Nevada all my personal information for the right to vote, and I'm supposed to be voting just for the sake of voting.
All your personal information. Look, the only thing you're required to show at a state that has voter ID is sufficient proof that you're a United States citizen. That's not all your information. It's not your social media. It's not who you're dating. It's not anything about your love life. It is that you are simply a United States citizen to vote in the federal election. What do you mean all your information?
Hey, Sarge, I'm a black man in America.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me that the authorities are not supposed to be able to ensure that you're a United States citizen voting in a federal election? They're not even supposed to ask about it? They just let you go, I'm an American citizen. Joe Biden let 15 million illegals into the United States that we know of, and 15 million I just maybe waltz in there and say that I've been made a conviction. Oh yeah, you sound like one.
Okay.
Oh please,
Sarge,
just spare me this.
Sarge, crumb bomb on Eric Adams, crumb bomb on Brandon Johnson, crumb bomb on London Bridge in San Francisco, crumb bomb on Karen Bass, okay, and you will get no argument from me. But all these sorry black-ass politicians, Barack Obama included, is more worried about a homosexual getting penetrated in his rectum as opposed to kicking out the reparations that they rightfully owe because we built this
boy, you sure can't pivot the heartbeat.
Okay, sorry. We built this.
Look, you were just complaining about. You were just complaining about. You got to give all your information to be able to vote, and that's not true. You know it's not true. You got to always go with this hyperbole. Can't you just say what you have to do? And look, if you think it's too onerous to make a person coming in to vote in a federal election present simple proof that they are an American citizen qualified to vote in the election, then why did you just say that? That's just too much trouble.
Sarge.
I'm going to reject that argument, but at least that's an argument.
Sarge, you can reject it all you want to, man. The fact of the matter is, Sarge, including you are a black man in America. You don't have no rights because they can come and kill us at any moment. You see what I'm saying now, Sarge? Now, Sarge, what I need to do, Sarge, is get with you to learn how to work that napkin holder.
I'm searching.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been.
I'll be happy to give you instructions. It's a very useful tool.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. And
you never know when one's going to be handy. You might need to use.
Oh, okay. Now, Sarge. Now, another thing is this. I know how you feel about the reparations. Okay, we're going to talk about that there too. Again, okay. The reason being, Sarge, are you familiar with the science of macroeconomics?
Yes, that is the big picture of economics, and that's why I call it macro as opposed to micro. It's the overall big, comprehensive picture of economic activity and economic philosophy.
Okay, there you go. I'm not a firm believer of Smithsonian economics. And damn Ronald Reagan.
Wait a minute, you mean Adam Smith? You're talking about Adam Smith?
Yeah. The invisible hand theory.
What is your problem with his theories? What do you see about it that he got wrong?
Okay, what he got about it wrong, Sarge, is because it's inhumane, is what it is. You see what I'm saying? Now, what I'm supposed to do, Sarge. Okay, now what am I supposed to do, Sarge? Okay. As I look back over the course of my life, because you and I are pretty much in the same age group, go there, work real hard, and you will succeed. Bullshit. Work real hard, and you will get an early grade.
That's not what Adam Smith postulated in his theory, Wealth of Nations. That's not what he postulated. He didn't postulate about the humanity. Wait a minute. He did not postulate about the humanity or the inhumanity of the economic system. He merely described it as to how it works and the infinite myriad variables involved in what makes it all come together. He's described, he was like an observer watching rhinoceroses or elephant, and he's describing the processes of the free market that are not amenable to centralized control because of the infinite number of motivations behind people that participate in it. That's all he did. That's all he did. He didn't sit there and talk about his inhumane or with this Marx Engels theory of capital and exploitation of the workers. That's what's so crazy.
Okay,
that was a corrupt philosophy to come up with a psychopath, degenerate, living off, sponging off of his parents with every kind of psychopathic neurosis you can imagine, writing an economic theory that is the cruelest that has ever existed.
Sarge, just like Henry Ford, who came out there with the 40-hour work week. You see what I mean? Okay. When he was building cars on the assembly line, man, you know, let's say he's selling each car for $1,000, but it's only costing him less than $500 to produce it. You see what I mean? And his ass is sitting there doing nothing. Everybody else is working for him. They go home dirty, nasty, and tired, you know what I'm saying? And he goes off to his mansion right there. Now, there was a guy who used to work for him in Detroit in the early 50s. And he took his concept, you know, of the assembly line production. Do you know? And he was a black man, too. Do you know what his name is, Sarge?
Tell me.
I can't hear you, son. No, his name was Barry Gordy. His name was Barry Gordy, the one that brought you Motown.
Wait a minute. What are you saying? He didn't profit off of his enterprise? He wasn't the biggest profiteer off of the enterprise that he created? Are you serious?
Sarge. You know who owns Motown?
That's what you said. Sounds to me like that's what you're saying. Your complaint with Henry Ford is he made the most money from the enterprise he created. What the hell is wrong with that?
Everything, because you're exploiting people. You're not sharing the profits.
Hey. Okay, tell me something. Would the product that how much did automobiles cost for Henry Ford figured out a way to mass produce them and make them amenable so the average man with an average salary today could afford to buy one? Wait a minute. How much did a car cost before that? It was infinitely more than the average worker could afford. Automobiles were the play toys of the very wealthy. It was Henry Ford that made them available to the average working man making an average salary. He was the first one to figure it out.
Okay, now riddle me.
I think he deserves to be the biggest profit ever. Wait a minute. This is amazing. This is really amazing.
I don't.
Oh, okay. Tell me what is untrue about what I just said.
Okay.
How much did a car cost before that? They were individually handmade. That's why they were so expensive.
Sarge.
Are you aware that the Patterson company was running cars before Thomas Edison sold Thomas Edison?
Wait a minute. You're not addressing what I just said. You're not addressing what I just said. I said before the assembly line, cars were individually handmade. They were individual. That's why they're so expensive. Why do you think these boutique cars like Ferraris are so damn expensive? Because they're not made on assembly line. They're made by craftsmen working in small groups. They're not mass produced. Volume brings costs down.
Sarge, are you aware that
that's a basic economic theory?
Harvard was friends with Henry.
See, all right. He didn't disagree with what Ford was doing. He didn't disagree with what Ford was doing.
He got the plant idea from George Washington Carver.
Okay. See, everybody gets something from somebody. Okay, wait a minute. I don't know why you guys keep changing the subject every time I bring a point to which you do not respond. And wait a minute, and I just made a point about the cost of a product, which you just totally went over to tell me about George Washington Carver. Now, everybody borrows something from everybody else. Henry Ford undoubtedly got good ideas from George Washington. Tell me something. Do you think Henry Ford came up with the metallurgy or the ability to stamp out all parts? He dreamed that by himself? No. Other people invented those processes long before he came along. So everybody borrows something from somebody else at some point. In a society this complex.
Pandering, Sarge. It's called pandering, Sarge. Commonly referred to as...
You think Henry Ford came up with... Did Henry Ford invent the process of smelting or forging? He had to forge crankshaft for his engines. Henry Ford didn't invent forging.
Sarge, Metallurgy came from Africa,
somebody else.
Okay. Metallurgy came from Africa, Sarge. Okay. Now,
look,
when the
black people invented iron.
Okay, Sarge.
Black people came with the idea. Black
people
weren't even doing anything with iron. They were barely in the Iron Age.
Who was barely in the Iron Age? You're talking about the European, right?
Sub-Saharan Africans.
Sarge.
When the Europeans got there.
Sarge.
And we were already doing that when the Europeans came in contact with us.
We're not talking about the Africans up on the coast where all the trade routes were. We're talking about the sub-Saharan Africans isolated by the Sahara Desert.
We had trade throughout the whole continent, not just not just Saharan.
And those people were exposed to it. Do you think that South Africans were exposed to that same sort of level of knowledge exchange? They didn't have it. The Mediterranean was the route by which people exchanged knowledge.
To get that knowledge.
Man. Okay. Nobody else. Nobody else figured out how to do anything with iron. What do you think the Vikings were doing? What do you think the Vikings were doing up there in Scandinavia? How were the Vikings doing all this metal work? How were the Vikings doing all this metal work up there in Scandinavia, and they weren't anywhere near Africa?
Savages. Okay, they were savages.
See, you don't answer any questions I ask.
No, I'm about to drop some knowledge on you right now, Sarge. If you
all right, have you seen the jewelry the Vikings created? It was beautiful. It was intricate. It was. Are you serious? You mean to tell me that they didn't know anything about it on their own, or what they learned from others in the region?
Okay, Sarge. Okay. The university.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Is a teaching associated with 3 mosques in the city of Timbuktu in what is now Mali. The mosque of Sankore. If I'm saying this here correctly, the Zingweber and city Yaha, the organized scholastic community that endured for many centuries during the medieval period. Now, you were speaking of the medieval period with these Vikings, these Scandinavians, you see what I'm saying? And the university contributed to the modern understanding of Islamic and academic studies in West Africa during the medieval period.
You got some background noise there, Shabaka. A lot of background noise.
Okay, I think that's out of general office. Okay, now, you have to get with Dr. Ashwat Kwesi on this here, Sarge. You see what I'm saying? And it's the oldest university in sub-Saharan Africa, okay? Founded over, hold on, Sarge. Okay. Sankore University in Timbuktu, Mali is the oldest continuously operating university in sub-Saharan Africa, known as Sankore Madrasa. Okay, Madrasa meaning a college for Islamic instruction. The origins of the university go back to the construction of the Sankore Mosque in 988 AD, founded with financial support from a Malinke woman. It gradually became a center of Islamic learning, reaching its peak of intellectual and cultural influences under the Mali Empire and the Songhai Empire from the 14th to the 16th century. Timbuktu has long attracted merchants from the Middle East and North Africa, facilitating the exchange of both goods and ideas. In other words, these Europeans, and they came down here with lies, deceit, and bullshit. Do I have to pull out my book again, man, by Lamont Bennett, a scholar that you love so much, Sarge? Okay? And then too, Sarge, what it is that they don't want Black children in these public indoctrination centers to learn about their glorious past. It's like these damn kangaroo courts, okay, that jump from one verdict to another and violates its own principles that it swore to uphold and to protect, okay? All righty, and then, man, you know, it's just incredible, man. You know, this information that I have.
Now, I'm gonna give you some evidence to back up some of what you say, because I believe in facts, no matter where they lead. I believe we're supposed to tell facts.
It all depends.
Now, there is some. All right, there is some. Okay, there is evidence. There is evidence that carbon steel. Okay, we're talking about steel. That's when civilization could take off, because steel is small, is not as brittle as iron, and has metallurgical properties that enable you to build things that you can't really build with iron because it's too brittle. Now, there's evidence that carbon steel was made in Western Tanzania by people who were probably descended from the Haya, maybe 2,000 years ago. And it's not for sure, but there's some evidence of it. But the oldest known piece of steel that they actually identified as steel was excavated from an archaeological site in Anatolia. You know what Anatolia is? It's Turkey.
What's that?
4,000 years ago. Turkey. 4,000 years ago.
Sarge, how come you don't ever want to pay homage to the glorious past of where the people come from?
I said 2,000 years ago is a long time ago. But the Haya people are a Bantu ethnic group in northwestern Tanzania on the western side of Lake Victoria. Now, I just gave homage to them. The thing about northwestern Tanzania, there's a northwestern part of Tanzania in the east part of Africa, okay?
That's what Tanzania is.
Directions on the compass are independent of where the region is actually located. All right, so again, let me go on with what I'm saying. I just gave homage to those people 2 millennia ago who were Bantu Black people. Okay, Madagascar Steeler, but it does not appear, based upon anything we're going to cover, that they were the first to create steel. They were predated by another 2 millennia by European people in Turkey.
Sarge, the point is of what I'm getting is this, man. As brother
most of them wasn't doing steel.
Okay, Sarge. The point of what we're getting at here to you, Sarge, that we've been trying to get you to understand for the last 7 years, man. Because it's been about 7 years since you and I have been going back and forth like this. Okay. What it is, Sarge,
you're going to change the subject
of the hatred of ourselves. Okay. Why would you want to sit up there, man, and embrace the contaminants of a raping, slave trading pedophile and tell me that you would not exist? Okay, but Sarge, what I'm talking about is the glorious past of where we as a people come from, that these miseducational indoctrination centers teach our children to hate themselves. Now, you had stated, why is gang activity so high in the Black community of Los Angeles, Chicago, New York?
Now, why is murder so high among Black men between the ages of 17 and 34? Nobody else even comes close. Nobody.
The age of what?
And that wasn't always the case.
Okay, the age of what?
Nobody. 17 to 34. I can give you the facts. Not have to make it up.
Okay, Sarge. Why do you hate Black folks so much?
Nobody is even close to Black men 17 to 34 when it comes to homicide. No other ethnic group even comes close.
Sarge,
it's because it's designed that way, Sarge.
What's not being reported? None of that.
How many murders are they missing, then?
What is not being reported?
There you go. Cut the ring off from him, Brother Che. Keep him on top.
No. He's trying to tell us they're not reporting all the murders that these other ethnic groups do.
Where are you getting that from, Sarge?
Okay, let me go again here. I want to make it clear before I answer that question what the premise of your argument is. Are you saying that there are literally thousands of murders that are not being reported of other ethnic groups?
Sarge. Yeah.
I need to know. Okay, good. Good. Now we have a basis for discussion.
Great. Okay. All right. Here you go, Sarge. Okay. Interstate 15. What was that, Brother Che, about 8 years ago? You had two motorcycle gangs, man, all white. Okay. That were fighting each other, Sarge.
Oh, God. I don't believe it.
Like the Wild West. Okay, which this is, Sarge, where they had a shootout, man, that lasted damn near from Las Vegas, man, to Barstow. And the beauty of it is that I was so glad to see, Sarge.
And they didn't report those murders? They didn't report them? They didn't get reported? Wait, I want you to tell me, were those murders done by those white men, were they reported or were they ignored? What do you think?
Okay, Sarge, they downplayed it.
No. Okay. That's not what I asked you. That's not what I asked you. I asked were they reported and were they recorded? That's all. They may have downplayed it. Okay, let's say they did downplay it. What I want you to tell me is whether or not they were recorded and reported. Forget downplayed.
Sarge. They were downplayed, Sarge. And
see, you won't answer the question. You won't answer. No, you know they were recorded.
Okay, Sarge, I'm answering your question. But what
no, you said they were down. I asked you, do you believe that they went unreported and unrecorded? That is not the same thing as downplaying them.
Sarge.
See, you don't answer.
Sarge.
You know what the truth is.
Hold it. I know what I'll do. Okay, answering Sarge's question. Okay. And I'm going to bring you right back on, Sarge. I'm answering your question. Okay. They shot each other all up and down on the highway, man, like drive-bys, okay? The shootout lasted, man, from Las Vegas to Barstow, which is a span, man, of about 125 miles. You see what I'm saying? And then the cold part about it is that when the California Highway Patrol came up on the case, they arrested these individuals as opposed to just blatantly killing them. You see? Now, if that was black folks doing that, Sarge, and quite naturally, of course, you know, the hood is bad. You know, these black men are born criminals and stuff like that. Okay, because they had systemically, Sarge, shattered the black family unit. Okay, that's what happened, Sarge. Okay, me personally, man, you know what I'm saying? I said, well, geez, this is a twist. You know what I'm saying? It's because you got white on white crime that goes underreported. Now, your white on white crime that is going underreported is this criminal who's running to be the 47th president of the United States by your boy, the one and only dump, as in human shit. I'm muting myself outside.
Okay. Now, I'd like to respond to that, if I may. All right. So let's say that you got all these Hell's Angels and they're once in a blue moon, wild, big mass shootout. Okay. I know they happen. I know about the incident you reported. I know it's true. So I'm not going to deny that it isn't. But if you add all of those incidents up to include the mass murders by white males, just add all of it in the mix. Take everyone that's reported, everyone that's recorded, add all of it, including your examples, Shabaka, put them all in the mix, all of them. And what you get from 2023 is, remember, we're talking about men who do homicides. It doesn't matter what race they are. Men are the ones who murder for the most part. And you look at white men, ages of all ages, all between the ages of 15 and 64. If you look at 100,000 white men, you are likely to find 5.2 murderers in that group of 100,000 white men. If you look at black males between the ages of 15, and 64, and you pick 100,000 of them at random, not knowing anything else about them, you are likely to find 95.5 of them having committed or been identified or arrested and convicted of committing a homicide. There is no comparison, no matter what you say. They are not underreporting that number of homicides of white people in order to make black people look bad. They are not doing that. Of that, I am certain.
Sarge, okay, I'm going to tell you something, man. The fact of the matter is, man, is that what's happening in the black community is being manipulated by outside forces.
Well, now you're explaining it, but before you were denying it. Now you're giving me an explanation for it. Well, that would make more sense to me if you say, okay, I have an explanation as to why the black homicide rate is so high. That's not what you did. You denied it completely.
Sarge, I'm saying is that it is manipulated from outside.
No, you said I want you to tell me the numbers are not true, and then tell me why they're not true.
Because they are manipulated from outside forces, Sarge. Look at Chicago. Look at what I'm saying. Oh yeah. Chicago
doesn't report the figures to the FBI, but they keep the records themselves. And you go to the black Chicago police chief with the black mayor and the black city council, and you can easily see the number of homicides committed in Chicago this year. And they don't even report to the FBI. And I can pull it up for you.
Okay, Sarge. The point is.
Wait, did you hear what I just said? Wait, did you hear what I just said?
Sarge. What you're supporting.
I know you're going to ignore it again, but I just thought I'd tell you.
Shabaka said, the more reason for separation.
Sarge. Sarge,
yes.
I got a question. I have a question.
Yes.
Is the MAGA thing a pact? I mean, a party, or is it an ideation?
Is who a what? Say it again.
The party that your boy the dump runs, man.
No. The MAGA thing, like, he's MAGA. Is that a party affiliate? Is that
MAGA? No, MAGA is a subset. MAGA is right now. No, I can answer that. No, MAGA is the largest. MAGA is the largest subsection of the base of the Republican Party right now. You take a snapshot of the Republican Party on July 12th, 2024. The MAGA loyalists make up the largest subsection of the Republican Party base and electorate right now.
So it's a party.
It's not all of it, but it's the largest single faction in the Republican Party right now.
So when I sign up for it, they're like, I want to be MAGA, or I just want to be a conservative Republican.
No. You sign up as a Republican. You simply caucus with those. You simply caucus with those who would generally adhere to the party platform that Donald Trump espoused. There's not a formal mechanism to become a MAGA Republican.
Oh, okay. I get it. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
I want to know.
All right, but again, I mean, look, okay, now you're explaining why the homicide rate in the black community is so high. Fine, I'm all for that discussion. What I'm not for is denying it.
Sarge, it's being manipulated, man, from LA to
I don't
New
believe
York.
that.
Okay.
I think it's being caused by many other factors.
Okay, I know it is, Sarge. I know it is. I
don't believe that.
Okay.
I don't believe that.
Okay.
I don't believe not the reporting of it. No.
Okay,
not the reporting of it. No.
I know for a fact that it is, Sarge. You see what I'm saying?
Let me give you an example. Now we know that women commit far fewer homicides than men of any race. Women are the least likely to murder of the two sexes by far, not even close. But if you look at black female murder rate, okay, and you look at the white male murder rate, black females murder at a higher rate than white men per 100,000 people.
Women do murder people.
Even black female murders between the ages of 15 and 64 are 9 per 100,000. White males are less than 6 per 100,000.
What is the source of your information? And don't tell me the FBI.
Okay, that's one of them. Also, the National Crime Information Center is another. Also, the statistics from those jurisdictions that do not report to the FBI.
Sarge, are you quoting the NBIS, the UCR, or the FBI? Which one are you quoting?
The FBI, National Information Bureau Reporting Services, is one of them. I'm also looking at the Crime Victimization Survey from the federal government. I'm also looking at local and state databases in all 50 of the states.
Thank you.
Sarge. Okay. The point is, Sarge, what you just stated right there, Sarge.
See, you guys are determined to evade. You do not want to accept the fact that black males are doing this at such an extraordinary rate, because I think examining the reasons for it are just too painful. And then you don't want to examine the reasons for it. It's too painful to contemplate.
Okay. No, it ain't, Sarge. Actually, it's a tragedy.
Yes, it is.
This is when
That's why you don't want to look at it. It is. That's why you don't want to look at it and be honest about it.
Sarge. No, Sarge. This is why we advocate separation, doing for ourselves, okay? It's because every other group benefits off of us, Sarge, except us. Look at the case, what happened with little Latasha Harlins, okay? You know, Korean goes in there, kills a little black girl.
After she slapped the counter and the counter woman got pissed and lost it. I mean, I saw the videotape. Don't tell me she didn't. I saw it.
Sarge.
She smacked the hell out of the woman. The woman got pissed, got a gun, and shot her.
Sarge,
that doesn't excuse it, but it's certainly understandable.
Sarge. No, it's not, Sarge. It's because, see, she walked away from the confrontation. She was shot in the back of the head. Sarge.
That's why it was a crime.
Okay, Sarge. No, Sarge. Soon, guys, you did not go to fucking jail for that, man. I was in goddamn L.A. County, man, when the shit went down.
You know what? Let me tell you something. Here's what the jury. Wait a minute. Here's what the jury said in that case. The jury accepted. Okay. Well, you didn't follow the trial, apparently.
Caller.
Okay, hold on, son.
Your name and where you calling from?
Yo, what's happening, man? It's MD.
Hey, MD, what's going on with you, man? Would you please educate Sarge, man, on the Latasha Harlins case prior to the rebellion in 1992? Okay. And what had happened was Latasha Harlins was shot and killed by Sundar Ju, a Korean store owner in South Central Los Angeles. Okay. What had happened was she wanted to pay for some orange juice, okay? And what had happened was the Korean woman grabbed Latasha. Latasha unleashed the overhand right, turned around and walked away. You see what I'm saying? And then she was murdered, shot from behind. And the money and the orange juice was on the counter, so there's no robbery there, Sarge, whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? And then too, Sarge, if you go into some of these liquor stores in South Central LA, man, these Koreans, man, are perhaps some of the most rudest and disrespectful individuals going. Now, go ahead, MD, drop knowledge.
Oh, yeah, I was just calling and checking out the conversation. A lot of this rhetoric about crime in the black community is based on an ideology called per capita. Per capita is an ideology. Let me call it an ideology. It's a
method.
Point.
It's a method, not an ideology.
Well, statistically, you're right. But from the ideal of trying to push a narrative, it's become a talking point all on its own. And to me, it's problematic in the way to look at social political activities in our own community. Per capita is not something that should be used to try to streamline why we have these issues in our community. Of course, we know it's fewer of us than it is white folks. I mean, that's a given. We shouldn't even be using that rhetoric to try to formulate an opinion as to why things happen in our community. What would be a better method would be looking at the monetary statistics in regards to why the effect or the change happened within the behaviors of our own community. I think that would be a more logical way of looking at it. We all know. Why, come on, man, get over. Why
I see. No, I'm not against that. I mean, actually, I agree with brother here. Let me tell you why. Because do you realize 52% of the counties of the over 3,000 counties in the United States do not even have one homicide in an entire year. Over 50% of the counties in the United States don't even have a single murder. This is concentrated in very specific sections of the United States. I would prefer to look at those regions where these homicides are occurring and forget about the country as a whole. But we have to have some sort of metric to make some sort of conclusion to begin a conversation as to how to fix it. And per capita is not a bad method, even though it's not the best method. I would prefer to concentrate on these big cities run by these goddamn Democrats that are causing all this murder. That is more valuable for me.
Sarge. Okay, to give you some ammunition against Democrats. Okay.
So I agree with the brother in a lot of ways.
Okay. When the police in Los Angeles, using Gestapo tactics, you see what I'm saying, had a
another big city run by Democrats.
Hold on, Sarge, hold on. So the black community will go up there and then talk to Uncle Tom Bradley when he was alive, saying, hey, Bradley, you're the first black LAPD lieutenant. Okay. How come, you're not pulling the strings on your officers for going out here committing, crimes and violating the oaths that they swore to uphold? Now, there was a guy, Sarge, and you're very, very familiar with his name, who was a lawyer, who graduated UCLA, who went to Los Angeles High School.
Johnny Cochran.
You know it, and he took a lot of cases pro bono. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Now, where the hell is Leo Terrell and that punk-ass Larry Elders on that? And by the way, you bastards are welcome to call in, too, because I got a lot to say to you, Elders. You and Leo Terrell, okay? But what it is, though, Sarge, is that Los Angeles did have redlining. Los Angeles did practice segregation, and they didn't practice it. Then they did practice it. Okay. Another thing, too, Sarge, you had a great architect by the name of Paul Williams, who designed the Beverly Hilton Hotel, who designed mansions for Frank Sinatra and Lucille Ball, but he could not go into those areas because the way it's explained to me, Sarge, from my elders, if the LAPD caught you up there in Bel Air, man, or caught you over there, man, in North Hollywood, Studio City, Woodland Hills, let me see, what's the other part? Woodland Hills, where the Jacksons used to live, in Encino, okay, right up there by where they murdered Bill Cosby's son, Bel Air. And if you wasn't up there, man, working for somebody white, man, you got a most severe, inhumane beatdown. You see what I'm saying? And that was the attitude of the LAPD towards black people, Sarge. And this is why you had that infamous line in 1992, Sarge. I remember it very well, like yesterday. No justice, no peace. But the thing is, though, Sarge, that you get these Negroes like Leo Terrell, Larry Elder, you see what I'm saying, that figure out that the only way that we can progress as a people. Yeah, there you go, my man, yeah. You'll say, who believe that for us to get ahead is to be exact carbon copies, okay, of the oppressor. That has never worked in history, Sarge. You know it, and I know it, and them ignorant, miseducated bastards know it. Go ahead, Sarge. The floor is yours. And please don't.
All right, again, I tell you what, I understand that Johnny Cochran did a lot of pro bono work that benefited a lot of clients who otherwise couldn't afford to pay for first-rate legal care. So did Judge Joe Brown, the TV celebrity. He did a lot of work representing people against LAPD and abuses the LAPD committed. I understand that, and I'm glad and grateful for any exposure that they did to expose corrupt police officers, because I don't want to be, and I didn't want to work with corrupt police officers because they gave all of us a bad name. But let's put it this way. Let me tell you this much though. Despite the fact that it is of course of greater consequence when a police officer commits an illegal homicide, whether it's manslaughter or murder of whatever degree. I agree with you, individually of greater consequence. I wish that the Black homicide rate was the same as the police homicide rate against Black people is, because if it was, it'd be almost non-existent compared to what we got today.
Oh, Sarge, you and I definitely. Go ahead, MD.
That's a question I just want to ask. Why do you believe Black people kill Black people?
Oh, I believe there's been a civilization breakdown owing to the absence of the key figure in discipline in the Black community, the Black father. I think the Black father is indispensable in the life of the children and the life of the community.
That didn't answer my question, though. That didn't answer my question.
I say that's the biggest single factor. That's my opinion.
No.
I'm sorry, twin.
Twin. Nobody lets Sarge have some self-esteem.
I'm so sorry, twin. I've been neglecting y'all on the stream yard.
That's right. You can't console him now, Shabaka. It's too late now. Thank you for coming, MD. Man, just show up on the show.
Makai. Okay.
Man, MD's smart too.
Everybody in the crew is smart.
Oh, no, you're not smart. You're just me. That's right.
No, he's not talking about me.
I'm talking about you.
I'm very smart. I have proof to back it up.
Just because you got a fucking piece
No,
of
that's not all I
like
have.
a white man.
That's not all I have. That's not all I have. That's not all I have.
Yes.
That's not all I have.
Yes, you did, because you got a college education for a white man.
I was educated
You love
before
your
that.
white schools?
I was educated before
Oh,
that.
little white school boy.
I was educated before all of that.
You love them,
Yeah, I was one of them gifted and talented kids. I was one of the ones that wanted to skip me from the 5th grade to the 8th grade. Can you say that? No, you can't. No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't. No, you can't. And actually prove it? No,
Yes.
you can't.
Yes, I can. Just because I didn't get no certificate for the white man school don't mean I'm not smart.
Got several certificates.
I know. They pat you on the head there. They got you great.
Yeah.
I'm
educated. I'm educated, as Shabaka always says. Yes, we know it's educated. I'm educated. She's such a hater.
Not a hater.
They pull up the plug.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
I think they pulled the plug. Are we still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive. Did you hear? We didn't hear no music though.
We lost to MD.
Wait, can we play song though?
Shabaka, are you still here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank y'all for tuning in to Grand Rising with Shabaka and the Chase, where we had an in-depth discussion about Project 2025 agenda and what it means to Black people. Like I said, it's a nothing breaker. And Sarge backed me up on that, so thank you. We will, so join us tomorrow for Frontline Black News, and we'll see y'all then. So peace, love, light, reparations, and separations, and Black empowerment. We're going out with Ship Ahoy. Thank you to the MD, thank you to Sarge, and whoever else tapped in and tuned in is going to listen to the lesson, and of course, Lady Che. How dare you?
Oh, what?
Try to discourage my education, guys.
Because you like that. You need a little taste of your own medicine.
No,
yes,
I don't.
You do.
I really
just
don't.
A little tip, just a little piece of your own little your own dialogue there, because this shit is horrible. Behavior is just like out of control.
No, because you think you're smarter than somebody.
No, because you think you're smarter than everybody, and that's not true.
I didn't say I was smarter than everybody.
Yes,
I've never said that.
Yes,
those words have never come out of my mouth.
You're so smart.
I am.
You're so smart.
I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Just because you're in denial about it don't mean that it's not true.
I'm not in denial. Fact is, I can see everything.
Fact is, can you ask me to ask her?
No, get yourself. How about that?
I can't. I have to move around.
Figure it out. We don't like that. Up there. So mean.
Very dysfunctional.
No, you're dysfunctional.
No, you purposely do this on air. I don't know why you do it on air. Thank y'all for tapping in.
Stop with that. Stop. Here. Oh, you're striking me here.
Let's check us out tomorrow for Frontline Black News. Peace, Twin. Peace, MD. And whoever else is going to listen to this. I apologize for the dysfunction.
Stop.
Peace.